Hey everybody, welcome to episode 64 of Bam from Broadcast. And well, I'm feeling a little bit of a spiritual pressure, one might say. Caden, is Seth here with us now?
I'm feeling the spirits. Lord, have mercy for my soul. I feel him.
Oh, I hear him.
I can hear him rising from the depths.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is better than '03. Boo!
I like to imagine anyone listening, watching the YouTube, is just they're hearing his voice come out of the picture frame on the table.
Editor, slide an image of me on the picture of everybody on the couch.
Editor, insert audio file of picture.
I meant for the YouTube version, but yeah, you get the idea.
So, audio listeners, in case you don't know what Seth looks like, look up the guy from what is that Trees movie where the guy's like, "Let it die, let it die."
Oh, yeah, that's precisely what I look like. You're right.
Imagine the Lorax, but stretch him out a bit, make him taller.
Just zoom in. YouTube has that zoom in feature. You can just zoom in on the picture frame on the table.
I forget that it has
Yeah,
that.
that's an actual real photo of him. So
real photo that was just drawn over, which I don't know, I think it looks pretty good.
In chat, we are finally at one stack of episodes.
That's right.
Also, right? This is 2 years now?
That's
Yep.
right.
This falls on 2 years. What have we achieved in that time? Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
We've gained followers.
We have art now.
We lost our sponsor.
We have art and we have a semi-decent intro song, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah. By the way, I won't go on a rant or anything, but I just want to add real quick. Of course, you may know from the last episode, I'm no longer a host. Very sad, I know.
He's back already. So
I'm back already.
he couldn't stay away.
I was there last episode. It just wasn't on. Anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and break it down for you. Basically, I thought at the time when I quit, I would have a busier schedule, but plans had changed. And also, it wasn't just that. It was also just kind of a combination of just embarrassment from a lot of the things I used to say and do on the older podcast episodes. And also, I just don't really like my voice, my speaking voice at all.
It's kind of late for you to realize that after like 40 episodes.
I've always felt that
Why,
way.
after you record it, never listen to it again.
let it die.
I don't have that luxury. This doesn't mean he's coming back, though.
Also, we figured out he was racist the whole time.
Yeah, we permabanned him.
Yeah, well, yeah. I caused an 8-car pileup on the freeway.
Yeah,
before
we're currently on the freeway. Where
they recorded that other episode. They had to drop me real quick from being a host.
We should have made Seth a ghost and had like a little
That's what I suggest. Yeah, I wanted to say I wanted to have a candle next to my like I died.
Originally in that art, he wasn't even supposed to be anywhere in there at all, but then I was at work one day and he was like, "Oh, you know what'd be really funny is like if he could add a framed picture of me on the table." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know, we're pretty far along in the process. You might not want to add that," but he did.
It's cool with
and
that.
I kind of wish he would have added a candle there too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And a little car figurine.
A miniature Mustang, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been sick, actually.
All right, who has the first topic?
Not exactly a topic, but I got a little something just to be angry about.
All right, perfect way to start the episode. Yeah,
As soon as I just get home, right now, starting up my computer. Do you want to join Windows 11? It's totally free.
Is it?
I don't know if it is free or not. I don't have activated Windows currently. Just want to say, Mr. John Windows, fuck you.
Mr. John Windows.
John Windows.
You said you had a list of stuff, right, Caden?
I have some things written down, yeah, just some little tidbits. So this is actually a question I thought about for a while, and it's something I think about myself. But what do you guys think the most impactful thing anybody has ever told you is?
Like most inspiring?
Yeah, like
quotable.
somebody said it to you, and it kind of just changed the way you saw like life or just things around you, you know?
Oh, man.
Like, here, I can go first. Like, for me, I don't remember, shoot, I don't remember who told it to me, but one thing somebody always, like, I don't know who I heard it from, but somebody told me this, and they said you're not dead yet, so stop acting like it. And it kind of made me feel like I wanted to do more, and kind of try more things. So I put a lot more effort into what I do, and I try not to be like as lazy about things that I used to be. Especially like with work and all that, and like with my car and just everything going on. Like I don't want to. A lot of people don't get a chance at life, or their chance of life is pretty short. So I try to make the most effort I can with things I do, and just enjoy them more than I used to. Because I feel like before I would take a lot of stuff I did for granted. But yeah, it's something like that. I've always wondered what other people's thoughts on that were.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something for myself, but on that note, is that kind of like, I just had the thought. I've heard that quote before. Where the fuck have I heard that? Who told you, first of all?
I don't remember. I don't remember if somebody told it to me or if I read it somewhere. It was
Jesus
recently,
Christ, it's
though.
the worst time for me to forget.
It was like a year or two ago. That, and my sister once told me, she's like, you can do as many things as you want before you can mess up as much as you want before you're 30. And so I've also taken that to heart.
See, I think I already told you this, but like I don't necessarily follow that kind of philosophy anymore. I don't know. I feel like life is just a series of like ups and downs, and
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I don't think there's any type of like age limit. You're like, oh, you have to get your shit together. It's like, well, what does that even mean?
I feel like it's not in the sense of like you have to have it figured out by then. The way I kind of see it is like you can experiment and do as many things as you want. Like your 20, I think it's meant to be like your 20s is the age where you're meant to explore and experiment and do stupid stuff, like expect to fail. And
yeah,
do things where you're like, I may not succeed, but I want to try it anyways, just because I feel like I could do it, and then by the time you're 30, just maybe not. I mean, I guess you could do it for your whole life, but maybe start thinking of things more of like, hey, I need to figure this out, instead of doing stuff that like I know could fail, like start getting my shit together by then.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
So on the same lines of that, I went to a lecture yesterday in my ethics class, and the topic was stoicism. And that's basically kind of the same philosophy of, like, live every day to the fullest.
Mm-hmm.
They have guiding mantras, which is memento mori,
Yeah.
which means remember that you will die.
Isn't stoicism, I'm ignorant on the topic. I don't really know much about it, but I thought it was something to do with like it's just kind of not letting shit bother you, more or less.
It kind of is. It's like what we can control and what we can't. Accepting that we can't control every situation that we're in and living it to the fullest, just dealing with the situation that we have at hand.
It's definitely
And that kind of changed a bit of my mindset on, like...
My bad. Sorry, I thought you were done.
No, it's okay. We talked about this like 2 episodes ago. Bree will take like 10-second pauses in between, and then one of us will try to talk.
Yeah.
I keep waiting, and then I think you're done. Sorry, keep going though. Keep going though.
It just kind of changed my mind a bit about, like, being so down in the depths about just how my schooling has been going and how my negative thoughts have been impacting me.
Like being stressed with it, or what?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Something about springtime. It might have something to do with it.
Really? During spring, you just get like...
It seems like it, because last spring, I don't know, spring to summer has always been like a really bad mental health time for me.
I always saw like universally online, I would see like reels and stuff on Instagram or like YouTube shorts. They would like, people would say, oh, I never want to return to like this specific time, and it was like everybody was like universally agreeing. I think it was like October, November 2023, and apparently like it was horrible for everyone, but that was always a good time for me. That was a really good, like, I always seemed to be in high spirits during that time.
It could honestly just be people suffering from like
a seasonal depression, right? Is that what you're
yeah,
talking
seasonal depression.
I thought that was more of like the winter time though. Like fall.
Yeah, that's
and
what I
winter.
thought too.
It can be like any time, but
Winter.
it can be like any time, but winter is more like people are usually locked inside. It's very cold outside and there's not a lot of sun, so that brings down your mood because of chemicals in your body.
Yeah.
We don't have a real winter here, so it could just be like...
Yeah, it's not like a snowy winter, but,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's because of that we don't get the same thing as, like,
Same effect.
people who are snowed in. I just mean, like, it's different from here to where I used to live.
What were you going to say, Caden?
Oh, I was saying, like, I had that, like what Seth was saying, from, what was it, October to, like, December area. It was like that for me, like, 2022, but that was because I had a lot of shit going on. But what I did this year, because, like, I had the exact same happen to me last year, was I took, like, a crap ton of, like, vitamin D, vitamin, like, supplements all throughout the wintertime, and it kept me from feeling super depressed the whole time. Like,
Really?
yeah, and
that makes
I
sense.
realized that because when I would not take them for like a week or two, I would feel myself like starting to slip again, and I would start taking them every day, and then I could physically see my mood changing like just within a day or two.
I don't feel like I've ever been depressed during the winter.
It's the summer's depressing for me because there's nothing going on.
I feel the same as Seth.
Yeah.
The summers are very depressing.
Winter's great, but the summer's always like horribly depressing for me, especially since after I become an adult, there's nothing going on, and the friends that I had from like, I would say how people were feeling about October, November 2023, I would say that was about like June, July, maybe May 2023 for me, because like straight after high school that summer was just, oh my god, man, I was depressed. It was just horribly boring. Everybody I knew from high school was, going to Phoenix or going to Tucson or some city or somewhere, going to a university, and the ones that weren't were working. So there was never time to hang out, or I just didn't really talk to those friends anymore. And I didn't really have any way to make more friends. I'm better about it now, but at the time I was, unaware of how to meet people. College is great about that. I've met a lot of people in college so far, but of course I didn't have college then, so I didn't have any classes. There was just nothing going on. There was nothing to do.
I'd say that I don't think that I've ever really gotten depressed during a season. I'm just not the type of person to get depressed very often. But if I had to choose like any season that I most likely would be, it probably would be summer, and that's just because summers here are so horrible that like you just don't want to go outside.
Well, it's not even just the weather; it's just boring.
Yeah, it's boring. It's like for me, I can't, like I can be in the house for like all day for the most part and be okay, but like I can't do that like multiple days in a row and just be okay. Like I will get just anxious and want to go somewhere or just get really bored,
There's a great solution to that. It's called cranking 90s.
That's right.
Yeah, just distract yourself with Fortnite.
The doctor prescribed me with cranking 90s on Fortnite.
Or just become an alcoholic.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, though, I've had, like, that summer depression thing since, like, 7th grade.
Oh, yeah, me too.
It was awful back then, too. And it's awful now, but there's varying degrees in...
I don't think I've ever been depressed during the summers. At least, like, when I was in school. Mostly just because I was like, oh my god, finally, like, I don't have to be in school.
Well, consider yourself lucky.
Yeah, I am lucky in that regard. I don't deal with depression.
It could be the fact that, like, school was where I hung out with my friends mostly, and then in the summer I just am separated from people, and I don't get to hang out as much.
Something that I think about that's not necessarily inspiring, but I just think about it a lot, is something Charlie Slimesicle said.
If you could be part of a sandwich, what part would you be?
Yeah,
what fruit?
So
Deep as fuck.
No, Ian, it's what fruit are you? Yeah.
That's what I said.
But yeah, he's like, I just have like, and he described me perfectly. It's the problem like I've had for a while. He's like, I just find myself constantly zoning out, and he's like, And he's like, I can't remember anything. My memory is horrible. He says, I'm living in the now, and one day I will die. And that's all he said. And for some reason, I just think about that a lot.
Living in the now is a good thing, though.
Well, it's a good thing, but I think what he meant is he has trouble reflecting and thinking and remembering, stuff. And his memory is just horrible. And I don't know. I just feel like I relate to that.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of a double-edged sword.
If it's in like reference to like past mistakes and stuff like that, then yeah, I can understand that. Or like
it's not supposed to be like what I'm saying is it's not supposed to be inspiring. Wasn't inspired by that. I just think about it a lot.
Something that I try to think about doing, although I don't know how good I am at it, is kind of like what you said, where you try to live more in the present rather than constantly thinking about the past or the future, because it's just, you can't really help what did happen and you don't know what is going to happen. And I feel like not enough people do that, they don't actually focus on themselves now or enjoy the things that they currently have.
A lot of things.
And, it's something I'd like to start doing.
Yeah, it's a really good thing to do. I feel like a big problem with a lot of people I've met, like in the past year or two, was a lot of times when I talk to people, usually younger than me, they always tell me like, yeah, like I want to do something, but I'm really afraid of failing. And I've always told them like, well, why don't you just try it? Of course you might fail. There's no guarantee you're gonna, succeed on your first try, but why don't you fail? And they always tell me like, well, if I fail, then I don't want to do it again. And I feel like a really big problem that a lot of people have is that they're so afraid of failing that they're afraid of learning. A lot of things I've done in my life was failing. And after I failed, I learned. Big example would be, with my car and with friends I've had in relationships, like the person I am today is nothing like the person I was 5 years ago because I've made so many mistakes that I've learned from them. And one thing I always had, which I'm super grateful for in my entire life, was the ability to tell myself, don't do that again, learn from that, and don't do it again. And I've always told myself that my entire life. If I mess something up, if I realize I did something wrong, I've always told myself, don't do that again, learn from your mistakes, and move on.
Yeah, that's a good mindset.
It's a pretty big thing that I feel like just a lot of kids or young adults these days, or even like older people, just don't really take to heart anymore. And it's why we have a lot of people who are, just doubting themselves or feeling like they're useless or feel like they can't do anything because they don't take the time to reflect and learn on, things that they could do.
To me, I never hear that message pushed very often. I mean, I hear about it sometimes. I see people saying, it's okay to fail. Failure is natural, of course what you're saying is completely true. But I just never, it feels like at least what I've seen, I just don't see that message being pushed anymore. So it makes me wonder if that's just why. I mean, people are just afraid to fail and nobody's really encouraging them to learn from their mistakes.
I feel like a lot of like adults and like schools nowadays are just teaching people like the mindset they're kind of putting is you guys have to figure out what you're doing now, and if you don't figure it out, then you're screwed, And I think that's...
Yeah, I hate that. I fucking hate that mindset.
Exactly. I think a lot of schools are pushing that with college and stuff. And I think that's why people are so stressed out in school now, because like they feel like they're so pressured to like have everything figured out that they're too scared to fail and learn from what they could do,
And it's not just from like people in positions of authority, like teachers and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's also just like it could be from your parents or whoever too, who really pushed this on you. It's like, oh, well, you're going to go to college, you're going to do all these things, and this is the job you're going to end up with, or here's a pool of jobs that we're going to have you choose from. You need to do this and that, and it's just about making money. And it's a lot of the time, I don't think people are happy with that kind of outlook, especially if you're having your future decided for you.
Exactly. Yeah, they feel very pressured.
And it's a societal and cultural thing too, especially in the United States, and it really sucks. I fucking hate it. I really despise that because it ties back to what I said earlier about like, no one has shit figured out. Like you could be fucking 20 years old or 65 years old. No one has shit figured out. Life is a series of ups and downs, and my philosophy on it is I don't want to sit here and try to plan out the rest of my fucking life based around like some arbitrary career that I think I might like.
Oh yeah.
So, that's kind of my 2 cents on that.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people just don't really take the chance to reflect anymore, or
Yeah.
they don't have the chance to in the first place because they just feel so pressured by their parents or their friends or whoever, and especially when they see like all these influencers online have everything figured out, and they're like, oh, I'm 18, I'm 21, and I'm a billionaire or something like that.
Yeah, they're the fucking grind set shit. I fucking
Yeah.
hate that. I hate the grind set culture.
Gotta wake up at 4:30 every morning.
Yeah, this is how you become a millionaire. Wake up 3 a.m., jerk off for 2 hours.
And then it's time for lunch.
Yeah, then just have you guys see the videos? Day in the life of a small streamer. I like the parody videos.
Oh my god.
Day in the life of a small streamer. They're like some super pale. They look like a vampire.
Yeah.
They're like, I wake up and I make my G Fuel.
Make my G Fuel.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
I know Jacksepticeye made a video recently talking about how his plans on retirement later on and how YouTube has affected his mental health as well as like depression, ADHD, and all these things, and how he's just not happy being a YouTuber.
I don't blame him. They said some really horrible shit to him, especially when his dad died.
Yeah, exactly. He talked about that in the video.
Yeah, it's just that was like appalling to me. I was like, I don't know how people can be so fucking cruel.
I have a question. So whenever all that happened, I wasn't really following at the time, but I know like people were being really shitty to him. But why though? Why did they specifically target his dad?
Because
was this something happen?
His dad died, and there were bots in his comment section saying, Jacksepticeye's dad is burning in hell.
Yeah,
pasted everywhere.
Yeah, I saw
What
that,
the
but like,
fuck?
was there any reason why he was targeted, or just a hate?
Trolls.
Just because he's famous, and it could hurt him.
Yeah, Jack, I don't watch him, but my girlfriend watches him, and sometimes she'll be watching like one of his reaction like type videos, and I don't know if it's just like my negative outlook towards reaction content, but like when he's reacting to memes and shit that people send him, he just does not look happy. He just looks like kind of like he's putting on a facade in a way.
His better videos are whenever he's playing something that he really likes. Like he did a
Go on.
Sorry.
Finds a coin on the ground.
A shiny nickel. Ooh, wee.
Splendid.
Anyway. Actually, I forgot what I was going to say.
Stop fucking sending each other pictures.
Bro.
It wasn't pictures.
Joseph, Bree has like a 5-second attention span. Don't send her anything.
You guys see that video of Nick I sent earlier today?
Yeah. You guys should have put like some like romantic music.
That's what
in
I
or
was
something.
saying. I took the video too soon. He was getting fun of the music, and I got too excited.
Wait, explain to the listeners like what you're talking about real quick.
Me, Nicholas, who unfortunately couldn't make it, and our buddy Joe, man, we all hung out today. We went on a little threesome date, and after we were done skateboarding and stuff, we went to get some frozen yogurt. And after we get our yogurt, we're all sitting down at a table, and Nick's like, "I have a great idea, but remind me when we get in the car." So we all get in the car, and Nick's like, "You should take one of those videos where like you pan out, and it's like, yeah, he just finished railing me from behind for the past hour," and then it's like the camera turns around, and it's like onto some dude, and he's like, "You gotta do that, man. You gotta do that." So I was like, "Oh yeah." So we were in the parking lot of this frozen yogurt place, and I'm like paying out to the parking lot, and I like zoom over to Nick, and he's just making the most seductive face at me, and like staring right at the camera, and then I faced it back at me. Also, I got such a hard looking album cover when we went out skating too. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Oh yeah, you riding away on the skateboard.
Yeah, Nick was like pulling me. I was holding his hand the whole time while I sat down on my skateboard because I got tired, and he was just walking. So I was like holding his hand like a little kid as he's pulling me on my skateboard. It was really romantic.
What else we got for topics?
Nothing.
Yeah, we really don't have anything. I mean, Caden does have stuff. I think.
I do.
Other
I don't know if
stuff.
you guys want me to burn through them though.
How many things you got?
I got about 4. I don't know if this is a topic or not. I didn't really write it as one, but it just says Jesus turned piss into wine, and then in quotation it says Mormonism.
What?
I don't know.
Oh,
What
I know what you're
means.
referencing. I know what you're referencing.
Please explain, because I don't remember what this is.
I don't think that was like 3 nights ago or more. We were in a call. I think it was you, me, and Nick, and someone else. And I don't know. Nick made some stupid joke, and that's what it was. Why is that a topic?
I don't know. I just wrote it in here, and it says Jesus turned piss into wine, and then I put in parentheses Mormonism. They already talk about like how Mormonism is like a fucking sham.
That's going to be the title of the episode now.
Just Mormonism. Yeah, we kind of talked about Mormonism already and how weird they are.
No offense to our Mormon listeners, we love you, but
Yeah.
Our Mormon listen, dude, they would be appalled by this podcast.
You know, I guess I have another topic on it's kind of on par with what I was just asking you guys. How do you guys kind of like react or feel when somebody gives you a compliment?
I kiss them.
Yeah, I actually make out with them right there on the spot. No, well,
Seth pulls out an engagement ring.
yeah, he
I feel like
proposes.
a lot of times when I hear people talk about this, it's usually people like get really not defensive, but people genuinely don't like compliments nowadays. You know, like,
What?
it makes them
Really?
uncomfortable. Yeah.
For me, I always appreciate compliments. I mean, sometimes people will try to give compliments, not necessarily talking about me, but like they're not the best at it, so it might come off as like seeming somewhat backhanded. They have to like clarify. But for me, I get complimented at work every now and then, but it's usually about my hair.
You are very sexy, man.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I formed like major validation issues when I was a kid, so I fucking love compliments, dude.
You've been a good boy.
Thank you.
Gets on it, starts praying.
Thank you, Jesus.
You are my savior.
You're the best, Joseph. Thank you. Yeah, no, I love compliments. Maybe a little too much.
Joseph, completely unrelated to the previous topic, brought up a Darian saying you'd make a good trans woman or something. That's a compliment, I guess.
She's brought it up multiple times, which is weird.
What?
Joseph's gonna come out next episode.
Well, did you take it as a compliment or not? That's all that matters.
Like I said, thanks or something like that. I don't know.
Thank you.
It's like,
Was that sincere?
Animal Crossing.
Oh, thanks, Darian.
That's his automatic response to any compliment.
He just says thanks, turns around, fuck you.
Thank you. Just walks the other direction.
Yeah. Quits.
goodbye.
It's like the NPC wave leaves.
Yeah.
He just clocks out, walks away.
His shift isn't over for another 4 hours.
He passes his boss on the way out.
Wait a second. Who said you can go home? I did.
I'm done. I'm
I'm a woman now.
I got my daily compliments.
Caden, how do you take compliments?
I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't get uncomfortable, but I don't really get compliments like pretty much ever. Besides people I know pretty well. So if I ever do get them like randomly, it's very, it's confusing at first because like I'm not expecting it or like I'm not taking it as a compliment. I always feel like it's, how do I explain it? I always feel like they're saying it to like butter me up or to like just kind of not pity me, but kind of like in that way. Like it never feels truthful. Like whenever I get criticism, especially like with my music, and people are like, oh, like I really like your music or I like your song or whatever, I always like there's always just that thought in the back of my head where I can never take it to heart because I'm so used to people just kind of like telling me stuff to make me feel better. You know what I mean?
I get like that too. I'll get like overly insecure and like think that like I just get in my own head about it and think that like they're just saying that type of thing, you know. But I think it also depends on who you're getting the compliments from. Like, just, you know, I think this is a thing everyone does. Depending on like the customer, like I said at work, if I get compliments on like my hair or whatever, like completely depends on the customer how I'll take it. And it's always generally positive, but sometimes I might feel a little bit more embarrassed or, you know, or just it depends on my mood that day too. Because some days I go to work and I just don't want to really talk to people much, you know. But I think even when I feel like that on those days, I do a pretty good job of just being a little more upbeat if someone compliments me.
You see, a lot of times what I do when I'm at work, because like I said, I don't really get that many compliments. Yeah, usually anytime I see somebody who, like, if they have a necklace and I think it looks cool, or like a tattoo or a ring or whatever, I try to go out of my way to be like, hey, I really like your shirt, or I really like your tattoo. And it's just nice to see people, like, kind of smile up when you see that, because I feel like a lot of people don't get compliments and they don't really get appreciation. So kind of giving that out when it's like just whenever you see it, I feel like is a good habit, because like I'm always in the mindset like I want to say things to people that I wish they would say to me.
It's always that meme with guys getting compliments. It's like every 5 years, and then it becomes like a core memory or whatever the fuck.
Pretty much how it feels. I can list the amount of compliments I've got from strangers probably on my two hands.
Something that really makes my day. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Bree.
Oh, it's fine. You could go
No,
first.
you go.
And then I'll...
I insist.
You first.
No, I'll go. You guys have all been awesome and been doing
both of
great.
you.
You guys are all doing great.
I wanted to bring up, like, an art side of things that I've been seeing relatively recently. Whenever people compliment other people's art, they'll say, like, I want to eat your art.
I want to eat.
What?
Consume it.
I've
seen
that,
that, like...
Yeah, I've never heard that phrase. I want to jerk off to your art. Now, see, that's a compliment.
Well, I mean that's been people have been saying that for a long time. Depending
That's
on what you draw.
completely different.
No, it's not. It's the same.
If it's hentai, then I mean that you're doing something right.
Yeah, that's normal, but
If it's like a drawn photo of yourself, I don't know how you should take that.
it's like a self-portrait.
Yeah, I want to jerk off to your art.
Someone's gonna comment under our like YouTube now, like adding one of us.
If you love our podcast, comment down below. You want to eat our podcast?
You want to eat us?
You want to eat my ass? Yeah.
No, don't say that.
This is a threat.
Is that all? Is that all you were gonna say about that, Brie?
I was going to say that in my art, I really like whenever somebody says that, oh, you draw this character so well. I really like how you draw this character.
I want to eat. Just at the bottom, I want to eat your ass. Actually, compliment. Wow, thank you.
In 500 years, humans will evolve to say that as a compliment. I want to eat your ass.
I'm gonna eat your ass.
Become normalized.
That sounds like a Game Grumps thing.
I say that to Nick now, so I'm already there. Live it in the future.
I want to eat your ass.
Man, we really did not prepare much for this episode. Jesus Christ.
I was gonna continue talking about the compliments thing. I didn't think we were done. Fuck. I lost my train of thought.
And there it goes.
Oh, yes. I just remembered. One thing that makes my day, it's not compliment-wise. I mean, I don't know. I guess it could fall under depending on what they say, but I love when, like, when a parent will come into to work and their kid's with them. And their kid... because, I mean, most kids now, I feel like, the ones I've interacted with don't really say much. I mean, they might say hello sometimes, but a lot of them really don't say anything to me. But occasionally I'll get kids that'll come in and be like, and it just throws me off so much, but I just love it. It, like, seriously makes my day. They'll say, like, hi, how are you? Like, how are you doing today? And these are kids that, like, I had this one, a little boy that came in with his grandma to work the other day, and he said she was over somewhere else, and he was by himself, and he just said, and this kid was, like, 8. He's, like, 8 or 9 years old.
So how's the weather?
Yeah. Come here often?
Yeah.
No, it's like, he took a drag from a cigarette. No, he's like, how are you doing today? Like, just totally, like, really, really positive, really, like, wanted to interact with me, and I was just like, I don't know, dude, it made my day. Like, he's really polite, like, said thank you for, like, you know, everything. And I don't know, he was just really nice.
That's how you raise a kid.
Yeah, and I was really happy about that, so I told his grandma, and made sure he was right there. I said, if you were the one that raised him, you're doing a great job. He's a very polite young man. So I always love seeing that, because you know you don't see that too often with, I feel like, kids around his age.
You wouldn't expect that type of literacy with a Gen Alpha child.
Yeah.
No, but speaking on like the compliment type of thing, working off of that, it's always the coolest thing when I'm wearing my Heavy Mitchell like band T-shirts, and like someone recognizes like, holy shit, I know that band. Oh my god.
Yeah, I really like that.
Ray, have you talked about going to the Tool concert a couple months ago?
No, I haven't been on the podcast enough to talk about it.
Okay, so anywho, we went to a Tool concert, right? Kicked ass, by the way. But
was that in February?
Yeah, but the couple days after, I wore one of their shirts to work, and it had two guys like, hell yeah, those guys are awesome. And then a couple hours later, this other guy came in and said, oh, actually, I used to live near one of the prison where they filmed one of their videos back in the day.
Oh, really?
Oh,
That's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
I want to add on to that. So the day after, or not the day after, but a couple days after the Tool concert, I wore the Tool shirt and the Tool jacket that I got to school. In my microbiology class, I was sitting next to a guy, and he said that he went to the
Oh yeah, I remember you
concert.
told me about that.
And that was like, that made my entire day.
Yeah, that's cool.
And we just talked about Tool the entire time.
Was it a big venue?
Oh yeah, it was gigantic.
If it's full capacity without a concert, it would be 18,000 people. And then with concert, they shrink it down to 12,000.
How many people were at the concert that the three of us went to last year?
Gojira or?
Well, yeah, it was Gojira, Mastodon, and
Lorna Shore.
Yeah, Lorna Shore.
That venue maxes out about 5,000.
Damn. Yeah, that's
yeah,
huge.
Tool is a big band.
That's huge.
Yeah, I always love when people recognize like merch and stuff I'm wearing. When I had my Better Call Saul shirt before I accidentally dumped bleach on it and ruined it forever. When I used to have it at work, like every young customer, like every other young customer that come in would compliment it and like recognize it. It was a really cool T-shirt too. I ordered it online, but I kind of want to order a new one.
You guys want to do things we like, or do you have anything else?
I was going to briefly mention my topics.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure, go ahead.
Since I was talking about school earlier, I'll just start with this one. During my anatomy lecture, my professor had slides, and they inserted anime characters
What?
into those slides.
Like, is it like full like tits out hentai?
Oh
or is it
yeah,
just, like,
I want to
basic
go to that
shit?
class.
Well, that would have been like illegal.
Well, okay, he maybe could have got away with it if it was like bikini.
Just
shit.
cleavage.
Yeah, just cleavage.
Just cleavage. Yeah. Imagine how awkward that would be.
And then, like, recently, I was looking at the homework that I had to do, and they put a Reddit thread into the homework.
Wait, this is the same professor?
Yeah,
R
same
slash
professor.
gaming thread.
Damn, bro. You know where you got the pictures from then?
I am banned from r/phony.
Seriously?
What? Seriously?
Did you just like say slurs on there, or what'd you do?
No, this is during the
No.
PewDiePie versus T-Series thing.
Yeah.
And then I think it was along the lines of sub to PewDiePie or gay, but spelled GEI or something like that. I don't know. And then I got banned.
He said, I don't really like
Wow.
PewDiePie, and they got banned and doxed.
Dude, whenever Caden and Nick and I were out the other day, we saw like that car with all the anime
Oh,
shit on
yeah.
it. Caden, you remember that?
Fuck. It was a Honda, right? It was a Civic?
Yeah, it was a Civic, and it was like purple.
Yeah.
It's not the Gym Menace, is it?
No, it wasn't the gym.
Bro, I can't listen to the episode. I try, but I can't with Joseph's audio quality. It's just impossible to listen to. It sounds like we're calling him from like a
Fucking
flip phone.
walkie-talkie.
He's like a mall cop who's just joined the podcast for like a fucking guest episode.
Everyone go listen to episode 38, and you'll see what he's talking about.
Wait, along the lines of what Joseph just said, I have a quick question. What have you guys ever been banned from anything like online or in person?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Dude, either it was me or Joseph, one of us. We were playing Rocket League, and Joseph said something. Was it Rocket League, dude? It was on
Yeah.
Xbox.
It was Rocket League.
He typed something on, like, through my account over the Rocket League chat, and it got, either me banned or both of us banned or some shit for like 3 days or a couple hours or whatever. I don't remember. That's one thing that comes to mind.
You guys were put in timeout for Joseph saying the no word.
On Rocket League, what a save. Parentheses, kill yourself.
I remember my Wi-Fi cut out once or twice while playing Halo Infinite when it just came out, so they banned me for an hour or two.
Banned you for having bad internet?
They're like, he's using a lag switch, get him!
What about you, Caden?
The only thing I can remember that I've ever been banned from was it was about I think 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. I got on Omegle once, one night, and then I got banned for a year.
What?
What did you
How?
How do you get banned on
Dude,
Omegle?
I don't know. I didn't think what I was doing was that bad.
What the fuck did you do?
A year, Caden. You got banned for a year. What
He was
the fuck
sprawled
did
out
you
on
do?
all fours with his fucking asshole pointed at the camera.
See, that
Hey,
wouldn't get
everybody.
you banned from Omegle.
Okay, look, it was me. I was on Omegle, and then I had two of my buddies in Discord and VC with me, and one of my buddies was watching, and then my other buddy, he was also on Omegle, and we were trying to like match each other so we could see each other. I just remember, it's gonna sound really bad, but every time I would see a woman, and I would try to make sure that they were above the age of 18, I would just.
No. What'd you do?
I would just look into their eyes and be like, show me your tits.
Oh. I thought you did something worse. I was gonna say, Caden.
I think that was the worst thing I did.
Hold on. If you're a woman getting on Omegle, like that should be expected.
It's a given.
Like, I meant it. It was as bad as it sounded. It was definitely in a joking way. I'm not a creep, I swear. But it was that, and then it could have also been I was trying to bait the dudes who were like had their dicks out most of the time. So what I would do was I would put I got a bottle of deodorant and I would like stick it under my pants. And I would have the bottle of deodorant in there, and I'd try to like get the guys to stay. So I don't know why. Now that I think about it, it's kind of gay. But like,
It's just like a slow erection, fucking rising in your pants. What do you guys think of this?
but yeah, that was the only two things I did. Otherwise, I was just kind of child people. Like I had this whole like hour conversation with some random dude. I haven't got his Instagram, and then the next night we were like, hey, we should get on Omegle again. And then it was just like, you've been banned. And I tried it like once a month for like a whole year until it finally let me on and the server shut down.
Oof. Wait, is Omegle not?
Oh yeah, Omegle got.
Yeah, Omegle died.
Oh, that sucks, dude. Is there anything else like Omegle that's still up?
I think there is. I've seen other content creators who would use Omegle as their main platform doing that still. So I think there's another app for it.
Yeah, I would think there would be, because like the format was kind of niche, but like it got popular. I don't know. I've always been afraid to use shit like Omegle because like I just don't want to get flashed with like some really horrid shit, like just someone like hammering their fucking dick or whatever. You know, it's like
Surprisingly, I only saw one. Yeah, it's you usually what it looked like. So imagine the camera is like at my chest level up, and you could just see the very top of their hand stroking up and down, stroking their cypress junk, and you could just tell that something nefarious is going on.
Something dastardly is afoot.
Yeah, some evil is going on.
Some nefarious deed is going on.
Un-Jesusly is happening.
For me, I'm sure most of you guys know that I've been banned from Roblox like a million times now for saying just absolutely horrid shit to like children.
You got banned recently too, didn't you?
Yeah, recently for a day, which honestly I don't think was warranted. I did say that I was going to be dreaming of oiled up black men, but that they didn't censor it. I said, oh, they didn't censor it, and I got banned. I got kicked for the game, and I got banned for a day. But I've gotten banned for a month once. The thing about Roblox is it just keeps building up the more, like, if you consistently get banned. Sometimes it's, just broken, where I've said something like yes or okay, and it just bans me. But I have said stuff like, I'm gonna kill your whole family and then chop them up and eat them.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna eat your dog, and I haven't got banned for that, but other stuff I've gotten banned for.
And that's tame in the eyes of John Roblox, dude.
Jimothy Roblox, yeah.
You guys want to jump to things we like now?
Sure. Sounds good to me.
All right.
Yeah, I think we can.
You guys can jump around. We don't have to go in the same order, but
what do you like, Ian?
Cyberpunk, 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I'm going to talk about it again for 40 minutes.
I love Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Great series. I actually, okay, I will say this. I did rewatch it. That's it. I'm not going to say anything else.
He's a masterpiece among men, okay? You have to watch this shit.
Yeah.
Life-altering experience.
Oh, okay. I remember now. I haven't finished it yet. I'm only like 2 or 3 episodes in, but I found a series on Netflix called Blue-Eyed Samurai.
Oh, I've heard about that.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, it's so well animated. And the episodes are like an hour long almost, about like 50 minutes long. Not what I expected. It's very like methodical. Like I thought it was going to be like super, kind of like how anime is, like more fast paced, like shorter episodes, but no. So it's pretty interesting. So I'll have to come back to that once I finish it.
Okay, I got a couple things now that Seth and actually thought about it. So I've been rewatching and now reading
Vinland Saga.
Oh my god, yes! Sorry.
No, but like reading it and watching it basically at the same time. I'm a couple episodes behind. I mean, I'm reading a few chapters ahead of where I'm rewatching it. I was like, holy shit.
So season 2's done, right?
Yes. And it got nominated for not 1, not 2, but 9 Crunchyroll awards this year and lost all of them. It's fucking crazy.
Damn.
And then last season, it got nominated for 8 more and only won Drama of the Year. So it's been nominated for 17 Crunchyroll awards and has won once.
Honestly, it's probably my favorite like anime that's going on currently.
It is a really good anime.
I never started season 2 and into.
Since Ian brought up Netflix, it reminded me of Physical 100, right? It is for the Ian and the Cadens of the world. It is Korea's show of trying to find the perfect body.
That's me, baby. I'm trying to find the perfect
Yes,
body.
sir. Shopping.
And it's basically a reality show. It's essentially Squid Game, but real. And they don't die.
Squid Game, but real.
And they do all the different competitions to knock it down from 100 to one person, going through different challenges every week. And my god, and the season 2 is out now. For the love of everything that's holy, do not watch it dubbed. It is awful.
Any foreign live action show is going to be really bad if you watch it dubbed.
They always do a horrible job.
The funniest part is, so they have an American guy who was a baseball player. He's speaking English in the show. They dub him over in English.
What
again.
the fuck?
It is horrible.
That is excellent. I love that.
Is the acting like really stilted too? Like the voice acting, I mean.
Oh,
It
I
usually
don't
is.
know. I didn't watch. I only like. Hold up. Wait, this guy's speaking English. Will they dub it over? Yes, they did. It was fucking atrocious.
I think Netflix also automatically does dub on those shows unless you turn it off.
Yeah, for like JoJo and stuff, that's what they did.
Is it okay if I talk about a couple things?
Yeah, go for it, I guess.
But you have a limit of 500 words.
Yeah,
Explain it all in
1,000 word
one
essay right
sentence.
now.
No commas.
So, recently...
That was a comma.
I've been getting into, Yakuza
Oh, yeah.
series.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching a YouTuber, stream it instead of playing it myself. Because I don't have the time for that.
That's fair.
I always kind of wanted to get into it. It looked interesting, but like...
It's very crazy. Apparently, it, gets really, emotional.
Oh really?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people saying that they've cried to certain scenes. The characters have, backstories, obviously. And a lot of those backstories are very sad.
I would hope so, yeah. Usually what makes a good story.
Not always.
I don't just mean sad stuff. I just mean having, good character backgrounds. I know. It's kind of vital.
Yeah. But, I'm still, in the very early stages of the games.
I've seen gameplay of the combat, and it looks like really fluid. Is that true?
Yeah. I guess it also depends on which game.
How many are there? Is it like 17 games or some shit?
There's a lot. But it starts at Yakuza 0. And that's why I'm on right now. So I don't know anything about the other games, aside from, like, out-of-context clips, which are very humorous to watch.
We're going all out of order, so I think, Caden, you're the last one who hasn't said what they like.
Am I?
Though I haven't gone.
Could I...
We're running out of time.
No, but you're cut off.
You have 1 word left.
Yeah, you're on your last 40 words.
5 words or less.
I was going to talk about the game that I've actually played recently.
Limit.
Speed run it. Go.
I got into Guilty Gear recently. Guilty Gear Strive. I finally got the game.
My buddy loves that game.
I don't know a damn thing about Guilty Gear.
Isn't that the fighting
don't
game
have
that has
to.
tits?
That has what?
That has like tits and shit.
I think that most fighting games have that.
Don't they all do?
The
But,
game
like,
that has
these are
tits.
better tits.
Actually, if you were to say the fighting game that has tits, it would be Mortal Kombat, especially Mortal Kombat 9. But regardless,
I could just imagine, Breanna, when you're talking and then you take a pause, just the little windows loading. Circle just appears.
I feel that.
It's got a buffer.
Yeah, the sound that Joseph made wasn't actually from Joseph.
It's got
Right in his head.
It's got to like delete previous history to make room for the new thought.
Ran out of RAM.
Yeah, the RAM's back.
download more RAM into my brain. But anyway, the game's really fun. The story is nonsensical.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Okay, Seth, you can go now.
I love drugs.
Oh, wow.
Lately, finally, I've been getting help for my mental problems, and especially my issues with disassociation. I've been taking medication for it, and oh boy, my life has changed for the better.
Stuff's on shrooms.
Yeah, I'm on shrooms. I'm actually high all the time to count.
My life has changed for the better. He's heating up a spoon.
Load the syringe.
Surely there are no repercussions. for my
Reloading a
actions.
syringe.
Yeah. Anyways. Fuck no, my fucking derailed.
God damn, this episode is a clusterfuck. Jesus Christ.
I can't think. Oh, what the fuck?
He can't think.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I can't think.
Clearly you can't think.
Anyways, I think I've talked about it before. Obviously, I've had issues with that since about COVID. I don't know if it's COVID, brain fog, whatever. I've had problems like that for a long time, and kind of changes the way I see things. My mental state was also very up and down, and also what I'm taking also doubles as an antidepressant. So I'm very happy when I'm taking it. So it's been great. Like, I'm feeling a lot better, and actually I feel like more confident. So I'm like, the first day I took it, I was just like smiling constantly because like it was great, because it just, in 4 years, I think it's been about 4 years, I've actually been able to focus my mind and think straight and not constantly be in a state of just disassociating. And it's great. I'm very happy about it, and I'm going to see a psychiatrist about it as well. So I'm very happy about that. That's made me happy this week. So
Hell yeah, dude.
All right. I'll go then. Make this quick. I honestly didn't know what to choose for this, but I think what I'm most happy for is skateboarding or longboarding, I guess. I've always really liked longboarding, and I don't get to do it too often just because of where we live, because it's just all dirt roads and shit.
Yeah.
But whenever I can, like me and Nick, we went out today, and our buddy Joseph, not this one, but our Joe man, we all went out. Usually me and Joseph will go out to this park that's pretty deep into town, and we'll skateboard out there because it's a really nice area. It's like this 4-mile long, like super smooth concrete path next to the canal, and we'll just ride down there and talk, and it's a pretty good time. And we went down there today too, and we all hung out, and Nick got more in tune with his skateboard, which is always cool to see. I like people I like to kind of show stuff to people when, you know, they really enjoy it. Like Joseph got super into it too. He used to, when we did it more, he would always ask me like to go out and stuff, and that's always a nice feeling. But yeah, we did that today. It was pretty fun. It's a nice activity to get out, and it kind of works your legs out. Nick was just complaining the whole time about how his foot was hurting. I was like, you gotta get used to it, man. He was having a good time though.
I low-key want to try skateboarding, honestly.
It's really fun. But anyways, yeah, skateboarding is my thing. I own 3 different skateboards, bro. I have
I didn't know you skated at all.
yeah, well, not skateboarding like in traditional sense, like going to like skate parks and stuff. I just like cruising, like along like just pathways and stuff. I don't like doing tricks and anything like that. I just like the journey, you know. I have this longboard. I have 2 Arbor. That's the brand. I have a longboard and a cruiser. That are both really cool. I got my cruiser on a tennis strip once in high school, just on a whim because we went to Santa Monica Pier, and we went into this giant shop. They had clothes and hats, and there was a skateboard rack, and I found this super super cool one. It had this giant like moth on it and a snake, and I just instantly fell in love with it. And it was like $200, and I bought it.
Damn.
And I've had it ever since. It's such a good skateboard. I took it with me to Washington when I went like a year ago, and super nice skateboard. And then I bought this electric skateboard that was like $300 because I really wanted one. And ironically, I rarely use it because when I go out with my buddies, I don't like to use it, and then they have like a regular longboard because it just kind of feels unfair.
Yeah.
And then I have my Arbor longboard. So I have 3 skateboards, all of them totaling at about like $700 out of the 3 skateboards, which is kind of wild now that I think about it.
It's an investment.
Yeah, and I got like a chunk of money sitting in those 3 boards right there. But it's a fun activity. I really like doing it. It's nice to get out of the house, like when you feel really trapped in, and it's just cool to, you know, go faster on paths and shit like that, and just see what you can find, and like just go places, you know.
Hell yeah.
But that's my thing. We want to wrap it, or anybody else got anything else?
I think we should wrap up.
All right.
Thanks for listening to episode 64 Banned from Broadcast. If you want to listen to us on YouTube, we're right there. We got a new intro, new art. Check us out. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Pandora, and Castbox. And that's about it.
And I just got a notification from Google Podcasts somehow after it's already dead.
It's back from the grave. All right.
Sir.
See ya.
Goodbye.
We'll see you next year.
Bye.
Later.